So Numbers 13:16, what happens in 13:13 tells you that from the tribe of Ephraim comes Hoshua. And then later on, Moses names Hoshua, which is salvation, to Jehoshua, which is Yahweh is salvation. Same name as Jesus. Because what is actually going on is the Bible is giving us a type of shadow of a Christ. Joshua, if we go into the Greek, is Isis, where we get the name Jesus from. So Joshua takes the people that's stuck in a dry place and brings them into Canaan. Moses could only take them but so far. And since Moses could only take them but so far, Joshua comes on the scene and Moses renames him because he already knows, give me Deuteronomy 18:18, that there is a prophet that's coming in the place of him that y'all gonna listen to. Deuteronomy 18:18. The verse says, I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren like unto thee, and I will put my words in their mouth, and he shall speak unto them, and all that shall command. This is Moses actually telling the people that there's going to be another prophet coming after me. This is that same verse when Jesus says, who do y'all say I am? He says, some says you Moses, some say Elijah, some says you are the prophet. This is what they mean. Deuteronomy 18:18, because they already knew Moses already prophesied Jesus. So now when we get to the book of Joshua and Joshua is doing an actual deliverance, it's a type and shadow of what Jesus does for us. Pulls us out of the mess we're in, takes us through this process, then gets us to a promise. But in this process right here, which y'all missed, is everything that they're doing is also a type and shadow of Jesus. They're sacrificing animals because they're committing sin, so they have to have a blood sacrifice. They're taking care of the Levi. They're taking care of the poor. They're taking care of the widow. And that the whole time, everything that they're doing, when it leads up and it comes to John 1:1, John 1:1, give me that real quick. This word that they've been hearing about, this word that came to Abraham telling him that he's going to be a blessing and he's going to be a blessed nation. This word that came to Jonah that told him to go to Nineveh. This word that came to Eli and was calling him and stood by him. This word that kept coming to people and telling them in John 1:1. Now this same word is letting me know that it was with God and it is God. Go to verse 2. Because I need some more proof. It says the same was in the beginning with God. Give me verse 3. Verse 3 says all things were made by him. Without him there was not anything made that was made. Give me verse 4. And him was life, and life and the light of men. Now go to verse 18. It says, no man have seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, has declared him. Right? So it's showing me that the only way you've seen God the Father is you had to see him through the Son. So what happens to the Son in verse 14? And the word was made flesh and dwelled among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. Now, when I break this down, it's going to sound so much different because I just gave y'all a whole backdrop and a whole foundation. Leave that up. Leave that up. Leave that up. Leave that up. The word was made flesh. We just talked about who the word was. Not the Father, but Jesus, who was the Son, and dwelt among us. We beheld his glory, glory as the only begotten of the Father. He is begotten because everything else from Adam to now was created. So Jesus was not created, he was begotten, which means that he is the only one that came from God. He didn't come from the dirt. He didn't come from the dust of the earth. He didn't come from a rib. He came directly from God, which means that he is the Son of God, which if you're calling him the Son of God, that's the same, John 5:18, as calling him God. Therefore, the Jews sought more to kill him because he not only had broken the Sabbath, but he said also that God was his father, making himself equal with God.